Welcome. I am so happy to have my wonderful friend Alissa Knox with us today. It's so fabulous to see you. And I'm so grateful that you said yes to doing an interview with me, because I've got this wonderful before and after shot that I'm going to show everybody. You know, what we're going to talk about today is what holds us back.
Yeah.
And then what drives us.
Yes.
Before we get really deep into it, I want you to share who you are, how you and I met, and
I should have brought my Kleenex. Because you know how emotional I am. I'm gonna start getting teary-eyed, but actually I have some.
There you go.
I was a stay-at-home mom and wife, keeping the house clean, doing what I do, and running the errands, doing all that stuff. But I wasn't happy at that moment. I mean, I thought I really did. But anyway, you started a workout class upstairs there. And, of course you're going to ask, your friends in the neighborhood, do you want to join? Do you want to join? And you're like, but you have to, come to every class. You have to be committed because we're going to do before and afters. And I was like, I hate working out. I'm like, really? So I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I think at the time I was 198 pounds.
You're not 198 pounds now. So that's,
that's
one of the things.
And I've never gone back.
No. You see, and that's one of the things that I really want to touch on, because that's unusual that you've never gone back. It's like what I was saying at the beginning, what drives us towards something and what holds us back. So I think that in my experience with people that do a weight loss journey, there's a trigger. There's something that happens.
Well, I was told I have fibromyalgia. I was told I was never going to get better. I was never going to be out of pain. There is no cure. So what's the point? What's the point in working out or doing anything? I can't work out. I'm in pain. That's what my head was saying.
Right.
And so, and I remember when you came and asked me, I'm like, Clara, I have fibromyalgia. I can't work out. And you're like, yes, you can. And for me, it started with the dedication to your program. That's what started it. But before that, I had given up. And when you came, you were like an angel, I think, to me, like going, yes, you can. And you're, a personal trainer. And I'm like, if she says I can, maybe I can. And you would, during workouts, you'd be, Alissa, you do half that, pace yourself, do the rest of you, it started out as a commitment to you and your program.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that you did that because,
I'm glad I did that.
And I'm telling you, Alissa, you're my poster child. You are my poster child. And I'm so proud of you because it takes fortitude, it takes grit, it takes strength to push through something, because I do understand that mentality. Oh, well, doctor says I'm in pain. It's never going to change. I'm always, so why even try? I know that if I exercise and I start pushing weights around, or if I start doing anything physical, that my body's going to hurt. I already hurt. Why do I want to hurt more? There's something that happened in your head somehow, some way with our conversation, or you had a belief that, what's my friend's not going to steer me the wrong way, or maybe I will try it if I'm going to be, or maybe it was if I'm going to be in pain anyway, I might as well be in pain looking good than
no, I didn't think that at first, but I think that now. Honestly, it was, saying I would do it and following through, to do your infomercial.
Just making a commitment.
Nothing more. Honestly, after I was done, it was going to go back. But what happened was I even thought I was cured after all of our time together because I felt so much better from working out. Yes, with people with fibromyalgia, they hurt twice as bad as regular people that work out. So yeah, I woke up hurting. I woke up hurting worse, but I made the commitment. I didn't want to let somebody down. It wasn't about me. I didn't want to let somebody else down. So you need somebody, a friend, a pastor, a neighbor, to say, I don't feel like doing it today, so they can go, you can do it.
We're much more motivated to do things for others
Seriously,
than we are to do it for ourselves. And
unfortunately,
especially as women and moms and wives
caregivers,
and you know what? And it's interesting too, because like in 12-step programs and stuff like that, that's one of the things that helps people stay sober, is that take your eyes off yourself, put them on somebody else, and that gives you
help
the
them.
drive to move in a positive direction for somebody else,
Right.
And isn't it interesting, what we get back from that is we heal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I always said, you're my angel. I'll say that till the day I die. 198 pounds to 143 pounds. And to this day, I stand on the scale every morning, not to barrage myself, not to say, oh, I did great, just to see where I'm at. I want to make sure I'm staying on where I want to be.
Well, that's really important too, because that's one of the things too with the long game.
Yes.
There's because at first you mentioned that when you started, you says, I'll do it and I'll probably end up going back to the same old me that I used to be.
For sure.
What's so important about measuring? And I'm not somebody that says, you have to get on the scale every day, but I did, part of the program that we did was measuring. We did the before and we did the after. We took the picture, we took the measurements, we did the scale and the body fat testing. And the reason we did that was because we wanted to have a tracking guide. We wanted to see, okay, if we're doing this, what results come out of that,
Yes.
And if you don't have some kind of guardrail, if you don't have some kind of measuring tool to reflect back on and say, okay, here, Alissa, you're here now, you're doing better, you're going on in the right direction. If we don't have that kind of feedback,
right,
we need
feedback. Or you're gaining, you haven't lost any. What are we doing wrong?
Right. But you know what's really interesting when talking about stagnating and hitting plateaus, that's part of what meal plan is all about, right? My meal plan really talks about the plateaus, and that it's okay to hit a plateau. It's natural. You're gonna hit a plateau.
Right.
But then something changes. That's why I talk a lot about reset.
You're so good at that. And I still use it to this day.
We'll talk about that a little bit. Okay. A combination of eating less to reduce weight, increasing your caloric expenditure and your movement, that starts restabilizing or resetting your thermostats.
Right.
If you want to lose 1 pound of fat per week, you have to burn 3,500 calories a week. So that means 500 calories a day, 7 days a week. That's how we calculated it.
Right.
But your system gets used to it. And if it starts dropping a lot, then the body starts saying, well, then I'm not going to burn that many calories. I'm going to stop burning that many. And that's where the plateaus come in.
But to say, okay, you know what? I'm stressed, I'm sad, I'm bummed out, whatever. Give myself that moment. And then you must pick yourself up and go do that workout, because you feel so much better after, and nobody else is going to do it for you. But a lot of people with fibromyalgia think they can't work out and hurt so bad they don't want to.
Right.
But I promise that if you get up and just 5 minutes, start with 5 minutes, and increase weekly, whatever, monthly, just do you and know you can do it. That's what happened to me is I saw, oh, I can do it. And so, yeah, so now that, so I still don't like working out, but I do it.
Interesting, interesting.
Yeah.
You see, I think that goes back to commitment. You know, you made the commitment. Yes, you made it to me, but you made it to yourself, you know,
For myself.
because for
Oh
you to
yeah.
have made the commitment to me, you had to employ your own will. Your will had to say, okay, I'm going to go along with this, you
Yeah.
know, and so you made that choice.
Yeah.
And I think you're
Yeah.
right. You know, you have to, whether you like it or not, if you have a goal set, you have to
Yeah.
take the action towards it. You know, that's one of the things that I talk about in my book, I Am Imagination, Action, Memorization. First, you imagine it, you know, like when you and I first talked about getting started in the program, in
Yeah.
my fitness program, you probably imagined yourself, you know, doing it and seeing what the possibility of the outcome of that could possibly be. You had this vision of him, maybe it will work, you
Maybe.
know.
Yeah.
And so then you transposed it into action.
Yeah. Oh,
You did
right.
it. You
I
did it.
did it.
You, whether you didn't want to get up that morning because of your
You know how many
fibromyalgia, you were
times I
hurting,
didn't want to walk over there and do that, but we
but
did.
you did it. So you took action. And then your body memorized. That's what you were talking about, when you were saying, you know, you afterwards you feel good. your
Yeah.
body your body memorizes the good feelings too. You know, when you're
Oh,
depressed and you're down,
I didn't know
your
that.
body releases the hormones like the
Okay.
cortisol and all that
I
stuff
love
that
that.
makes you depressed and all that stuff. But then the dopamine gets
Yeah.
into your system. The hormones are released, the feel good hormones are released when you are in movement and you're exercising.
I really feel strongly that you need to find the workout that you love. If you don't love it,
Yeah,
even as strong as that will is, if you might not do it as often.
right, right.
There's so many different things to do now. And find the one and you won't be able to stop because you look forward to feeling better. You look forward to I don't know, just the incentive, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, your body, you know, I think one of the things, and I'm not a doctor, you know, I just have worked with a
You
lot of
know a lot.
doctors, and I've worked with the body for 50 years. I've been in this business for 50 years. But the one thing that I do know is that the body does memorize what it feels like. So the next time you go to do the routine, it's like riding a bike. You don't have to rethink and remap how your body's going to go, where you're going to hold the handlebars, how you're going to pedal. You don't have to do that over and over again every time you get on a bike. Your body knows it. And that's the thing about making a commitment and doing something day in and day out and making it part of your lifestyle. It's like, I know I don't want to do it, but I have to do it because I'm going to feel good afterwards. I'm going to get good
Right.
results. And then the body just does it.
And then,
you don't have time
no.
to talk yourself out of it.
And then reminding yourself this is your time.
True.
You don't have to do the dishes. You don't have to do the laundry. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to talk to your husband. You don't have to pick up the kids. This is only for you.
Right.
And that's what I love. Like, this is my time. So
right.
that's huge for me.
And when your mind is thinking of right foot here, left foot there, right arm here, right arm, you don't have time to think about, oh, woe is me and miserable.
Oh,
this is
gosh.
gonna hurt later. It just you're like you're in the moment.
I really wish that I don't know what I could say to make people with fibromyalgia, any other illnesses that they have, or even just purely depressed or sad and don't want to do it, to just get up and do that first little thing. And then, but I think that not a community, but a friend, somebody to be accountable, is so important. And if you
Accountability.
don't have that,
Mm-hmm.
there's many online. There's people online that will support you. I used to say this to my mom. If I tell my mom something, I know I have to do it.
Yeah.
So if you put it out there online or on
You
social media
proclaim it, you declare it, you
to
declare
other
this is
people,
right. And then it's
then
a,
you kind of have to,
yeah, no, I know. And these are
they
all
hold you
principles.
accountable.
These are all principles of success, principles of spirituality, because, you know, it's you
Like,
commit to yourself too. You know, the first person that you have to love and the first person you have to make a commitment to is to yourself, so that you can then bring yourself at 100% to others.
right.
And, you know, I'm just thinking, let me see if I can share my screen here for a minute. I'm
Now
going to
that
do
before and
this.
after,
Do
you
you
know,
see
I'm
this?
proud of that.
Is this something that you can see?
Yes, I can see it. I used to hate that. I used to hate and dread that picture, but now I love it.
You know, I got to tell you something that you look like two different people there.
I feel like
And
I was, yeah.
and I just think that your beauty was always there. Every time I look at that before and after, I think to myself, wow, you know, that is a transformation. And how often do people want transformation in their life and they can't hack it? What do you think? Okay, so we know how you decided to make the commitment. It was to a friend. It was, you know, you were at a point in your life where you felt like you needed something to change. You were feeling like you were in pain with fibromyalgia. You know, what's it gonna hurt? It's not gonna hurt any more than the pain that
Nothing.
I'm already feeling, right? What was it that was the through line for you to bring you to today? Because that was back in 2006, 2007 when we first started this, and
Yeah.
you are looking hot. You're looking great. I mean,
Thank
oh,
you. Thank you. I
uh,
feel great. You know, you taught me a lot about my body, about what it does, about being sedentary,
sedentary.
just what my body does if I don't do anything. However, you can't drink 6 Cokes a day and eat whatever you want and still stay thin. Not only that, you can't stay healthy.
Right.
And what I want is I want to feel good. So it's progressed from when we started to looking good to now wanting to just feel good and do all the things I want to do. Like we're going motorcycle riding this weekend. These are things, are you kidding? That I would not have done at that girl in the picture before. I would have been sitting back, at the camp. So that I think that was the big change is
Yeah.
learning about my body. And the bonus is looking good. So, right, we feel good and our body looks better. Accepting your body, who you are and how you are is great. However, making the change to be healthy everywhere, visually, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually is huge. It's life-changing. And that's another thing is you taught me how to work out correctly.
Yeah.
How to hold your body, the posture, your chest up, all
Yeah.
these things that, I didn't know. So those are important too, is to know the mechanics of your body.
To know the mechanics and to have a mentor, somebody who knows what they're doing and what they're talking about that can guide you through it. And then having accountability, like you were
Well,
talking
that's
about.
you.
Those are all the things that make a big difference. And then here's another thing, Alissa,
Yeah.
having trust. You at one point, and I think that maybe that happened with you and I, at one point you said, I'm entrusting myself in this
Oh, I
program
said that early on
and in
because I
you.
was scared.
And
I was scared.
I think
Oh,
too,
that's
like,
gonna make me cry.
oh, because I think that, you know, that's a very spiritual thing to do, to to know that, okay, I am willing to wave the white flag and surrender myself. I am opening myself up and I am going to trust
But
that.
you're a professional. You were doing it a long time before I met you. You're still doing it. And what's your age?
I'm 67.
Now, see, look at you. You look younger than me. I mean, it's insane. I mean, you had more energy. I have energy, even with fibromyalgia, but you had more energy. And your knowledge is what made me trust you and our friendship.
Yeah.
But your knowledge, I was like, and then when we were working out and you would say, Alissa, you pull back on that. I knew you had me.
Right.
Because a lot of trainers will push. So,
well, that's again going back to feedback, and that's something that you do really well. See, I think that's what makes you the strong person that you are. You're the boss lady.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting, you know. I think that deep down in the back of our minds, us boss ladies, you know, when it comes to our face, our body, our figure, our emotional integrity,
yeah,
go, wait a second, man, I got to be the boss of me.
Good point.
Yeah.
Really good point, because we're always we're caregivers, as mostly as women. Where does it say, wait a minute, if I want to continue this strength that we have, this inner strength that God gives us, I got to show that. I can't just be a boss lady that's not doing anything for herself.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there was a time I was so tired. Because I wasn't doing anything. I was exhausted all the time. After working out and eating right, you have more energy. Life can pull us away from ourselves. You know, bad things happen and it pulls us away from taking care of ourselves. Me being a woman, I just am who I am, and I want to be the best me.
Yeah. Yeah. The best mom, the best wife.
Yes. Best Oma.
Yeah.
I have grandkids.
Oma. Isn't it wonderful? I think that there's so much wisdom that comes into our lives when we become grandmas, you know?
That's one thing I forgot I was going to say, is the wisdom that comes not only being an Oma or a grandma, but being maturing and getting older, and we see our bodies not looking like they did when they were 20. But you know what? I love it. Like, I'm going to get my face done, and I told them, I don't want all these wrinkles gone. I love these. When I speak, you know what I'm saying, even if I don't speak, so I don't want flat face.
And when it comes to body image, you know, and embracing our bodies, I think that we have to honor, it's like what you were saying a few minutes ago, with as we age, things change.
As I age, I still love my body.
Yeah.
I'm still proud of myself, and I'm still like, dang, that's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think that you're such a poster child for women who have felt held back because of their fibromyalgia. Would it be fair in me saying that you control your fibromyalgia rather than your fibromyalgia controlling you?
Absolutely, 100%. If I was eating all the sugar I wanted, and if I wasn't drinking as much water as I do, if I wasn't working out, if I wasn't moving, fibromyalgia would win. It feels like, I always say, it feels like a toothache in my whole body. It's muscle pain from my nose to my toes. It just hurts so bad just to have clothes on.
Yeah.
I don't want to be ruled by that. That doctor told me I would have it the rest of my life and the pain would never go away. Okay. But now it's like, I don't like labels. listen, I have so much wrong with me, I don't even want to tell you. But I don't say them because then I am them.
Right, you're
So
empowering it. It's like,
yeah, so yeah, I have it, but I don't talk about it much or even deal with it much. I have a bed that has a massager on it for the bad days. I have these things that go on my leg that, squeeze them. I get very light massages every so often to help, and exercise. And I don't always feel great afterwards, but I moved, not laying down all day.
right,
And yes, there are the flare-ups that I'm in bed for 2 days.
right.
It happens. But then I get back up and carry on.
It's interesting to hear, how fibromyalgia affects you, because I know it's different for everybody. After a workout, after you work out for a 45-minute session or what have you, there's a lasting and lingering effect for a couple of hours afterwards. Your body is still stimulated by what you did through your exercise routine, the hormones that were released, the oxygen that's pumping through your body. All of that stuff lingers.
Right.
It has an after effect. So the more days that you can piece together with a regular routine of fitness and exercise, the many more months and the many more years that you're going to start feeling better. Yes, we all have our good days and our bad days. Yes.
Of course. And see, that's another thing. Like, you have to pick and choose. You're not going to just lead a totally clean life and work out every day and be perfect. You're not going to do that. So allow yourself pleasures you want. Right. If you want Coke, drink one a week. Don't say, oh, I can't eat any of that. I can't do that. The worst word for me is can't. Because when I say I can't do something, I'm going to do it. So, that's just the rebel in me. But I think that saying can't is not good.
That's funny.
It's all about, what do you call it? It's all about
moderation. Moderation, everything in moderation, Yeah. Well, I'm happy for you that you're living a beautiful life and that you look beautiful and that you...
Oh, I'm going to look even better after the 27th.
I want to do a follow-up interview. I want to see this new face.
I mean, I can't believe it.
Well,
hey, what we do for...
Yes, what we do for vanity. You are the boss. Well, boss lady, I want to just say thank you so much. And
thank you. I can't wait to see the final outcome.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye-bye.